Morning VC. I thought I'd do a quick update on some recent final purchases. Good morning to you. It's a lovely sunny morning in Somerset. So here goes, without further ado. So first off, I've been reading a book by Phil Brown, who's an engineer. Great read, by the way, and it's called, oh God, what's it called? I've forgotten what it's called now. I'll put it over the top. But he talks a lot about talk albums in there, and you know how they were very difficult to record, went on for months. This one itself was recorded between September 1990 and April 91 at Wessex Studio, and I think it was fraught with challenges because the main guy from this band, Mark Hollis, is one of those mad geniuses, I guess. Anyway, it's Laughing Stock by Talk. Absolutely fabulous album. It's very ambient, it's very sparse, has a whole host of musicians on it who played during the sessions, and a lot of stuff was played on here and recorded but never made it to the album. I think they removed as much as they put in, but a great album. I was at a party last week, one of 3 in one day, so it was a bit of a hectic Saturday, and a friend of ours was 40 and her brother was there, and his name's Simon Mason. He's a great guy, been to hell and back, but he's written a book and he toured the book, so talking about his life and reading passages from it, which apparently was very good, but unfortunately I missed it. But he told me they just got a new album out, him and his band. They're called Hightown Pirates, and the album's called Dry and High, and in fact Pete Doherty sketched the picture on the front. But Simon's a great guy, and I thought, well, I'm going to go out and have a look at this album, so I found it on vinyl, ordered it in, and it's absolutely stunning. This is it. You've probably seen me promoting it on the YouTube vinyl community on Facebook, but it's a fabulous album. Paul Weller-ish type vocals. Simon's vocals are very Paul Weller-like. This, to me, is the sort of music that Paul Weller should be recording these days. It's quite gritty. It starts off with flute. It was recorded at Barrymore Barlow, of Jethro Tull's fame, drummer. His studio, called Doghouse Studios in Lower Shiplake, and there have been many famous albums made there. So this is it says on here, recorded in 5 glorious summer days, July 2016 at Doghouse Studios. I can imagine it was absolutely fantastic, and you can hear that vibe coming through the music. Some great songs on here: Higher Ground, Perfect Strangers, Last Chance Saloon, but the one for me is Chasing Rainbows, the last track. Absolutely stunning tune. So please, if you can support Simon, buy this album. We'd all be very grateful. It's available. I think the vinyl might be quite difficult to get hold of, but Norman's in the UK has it. Norman's online. If you can't get it there, you can certainly get the CD, or you can stream it. But it'd be great if you could buy the album and help a band get to where it needs to be. So in my last video, I talked about going. I had VIP tickets to see Depeche Mode, and I then decided to go out and get a lot of the early Depeche Mode that had been reissued and found them cheap in HMV. So the next 3 albums are Depeche Mode albums that I picked up. Speak and Spell, the first album, which actually is more of a Vince Clarke album. You can certainly hear it. But a great album, great reissue, and I really love it. I love the basicness of the synths and everything. Speak and Spell was a toy that was a kid's toy, and used to press the buttons and it would spell a word, so A, B, C, like that, and then you could have a different mode where you press the button and it would say a word like pig or dog. But the good thing about it was that people have since managed to hack that, and the sounds it makes are all over some of these early 80s albums. So Depeche Mode, A Broken Flame is the next one. This has got a See You on it. This is where Vince Clarke had left, and Martin Gore came to the fore and wrote most of the tracks and certainly the music for these. So very naive but great albums, nowhere near as dark as the more recent Depeche Mode. So one of my favourite Depeche Mode albums next, Songs of Faith and Devotion. This one, I'm sure you've seen it. I Feel You, Mercy in You, Judas in Your Room, Get Right, Rush With Me, One Cares and Higher Love. I love this album. It's a stunning album. Really, really good quality. 93. Who was in the band then? Andy Fletcher, Dave Gahan, Martin Gore, Alan Wilder. Alan since left, I think, but great record, this one. Just have a quick look at the labels. It's just a vanity label, custom label. But these are Sony Music Legacy reissues, and to be honest, with this digital music anyway, they're pretty damn good. I was a bit bored the other day, and I was in London, and I thought I'd have a look on eBay, see what was going on, see if there's anything worth buying, and I found a copy of this and put a very low bid on it, which eventually went up to, I think, less than £14. It's Frost album, Falling Satellites. It's a double. It's absolute mint condition, and it's on double, I think it's clear vinyl, and it really is pretty strong. It's got Joe Satriani on guitar on it as well. There you go, look at that, in all its see-through glory. So a really good album. Really pleased I got it. I'd never heard of it, and to pick it up, it was like getting an album that's just been released. So it was really quite exciting to play that one. Anyone watching my channel or listening to me or reading my posts on Facebook would know that I'm an absolute Bowie fanatic, and of course they keep reissuing all the Bowie albums, and now they've gone and put them out HMV exclusives on gold vinyl, which is rather annoying, but they're actually really nice. So it's a really nice, his Ziggy Stardust, of course, really nice matte sleeve. I used to work at Trident Studios, late 70s, early 80s. Started off as a T-boy, ended up being a trainee sound engineer, and then left. I won't explain why I left, but one of those moves in life that you regret moving forward. But I went past there the other day, and there's a plaque on the wall saying this is where Hunky Dory and Ziggy Stardust were made. So it's just down the road from here, actually. This is Heddon Street, where there's a load of restaurants now. There is a plaque on the wall says this is where Bowie did the cover for Ziggy Stardust, but the actual studio was in St Anne's Court, just off Wardour Street, another famous London street. But this is on gold vinyl. I haven't played this yet, but they're just the current releases, the reissues. It's just an identical to the reissue, but on gold vinyl. And they brought out Hunky Dory on gold vinyl the other day, which I managed to get. But they reproduced the inner bag, do it quite nicely. So very pleased to have that. Just a couple of Beatles albums from the D'Agostini set that's just come out. I subscribe to that, so you get Beatles for sale. Love this album. It's quite psychedelic, really. But what have they got on here? What's the big? I mean, every track, every Beatles track's a classic, right? But this has got No Reply, I'm a Loser, Babies in Black, Rock and Roll Music, Chuck Berry song, of course. I'll Follow the Sun, Mr. Moonlight, Johnson, not sure who that is. Kansas City, Hey Hey Hey, Liebestoller and Penniman, of course. And then some more classics from Lennon McCartney staple, 8 Days a Week, one of the best songs ever written. Words of Love, Buddy Holly song, Honey Don't, Carl Perkins, Every Little Thing, Lennon McCartney. Do you know, I can't remember that track. I need to have a look at that. I Don't Want to Spoil the Party, Lennon McCartney. Once again, can't remember that, so I look forward to spinning this. What You're Doing, Lennon McCartney, love that track as well. And Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby by Perkins again. So really great, these D'Agostini ones. I think they're pretty much the same as the last reissues. This is on the yellow Parlophone plain label. So I think they're just digitally mastered and then put on vinyl. But really nice quality. finally, in that same set is Love. I've already got this, so someone on the VC is going to get a copy sent to them for free, because I don't need 2 copies of it. This was the Cirque du Soleil music, massively heavyweight vinyl. These all come with booklets, by the way, the Beatles ones, but you know, it's great. It's sort of like a mashup of all the classic Beatles songs. So this has got, I'm going to run through them very quickly: Because, Get Back, Glass Onion, Eleanor Rigby, Julia, I Am the Walrus, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Drive My Car, The Word, What You're Doing, Genicknus, I don't know what that is, Something, Blue Jay Way, Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite, I Want You, She's So Heavy, one of my favourite Beatles tracks, Helter Skelter, Help, Blackbird, Yesterday, Strawberry Fields, Within You, Without You, Tomorrow Never Knows, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Octopus's Garden, Side C, Lady Madonna, Here Comes the Sun, The Inner Light, Transition, Come Together, Dear Prudence, Cry Baby Cry, Transition, Revolution, Back in the USSR. The transitions are basically blending from one track to another. Side D, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, A Day in the Life, Hey Jude, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and All You Need Is Love. And the thing about this is it's a mashup. It's Miles who put this together, I think with his father, but I'm not sure. What's it say here? Let's have a look. Nope, doesn't say. I guess you could say it's a cash-in, but it was actually done as with George Harrison's full support for the Cirque du Soleil. There's an absolutely superb Miles Martin and George Martin. I've said Miles and Miles. So absolutely superb booklet here with some fantastic photos of the Beatles. And let's just get one of my favourites, which is a George Harrison picture. Look at that. Really good. And when it first came out, I bought it on CD and thought, I'm not sure about this, and sort of played a little bit of it and got a bit bored. But since then, I've really got into it, and it is actually a stunning album and great fun. It's a great listen. It's a great one to put on while you're outside in the sun, for example. So anyway, that's it. Here I am outside in the Somerset sun with my favourite mug, just having some breakfast before the family come home, and we'll see what we're doing today. I think we'll probably go out to our local city, Bristol. There's a great shop there called Rise Records, and I get a load of finds in there. It's all new stuff, really. They have a few second-hand, but it's mainly new stuff, but some good prices. And there's also a great coffee bar downstairs, and then just down the road from that is what you in the States call a thrift store, which is Oxfam in the UK, and they often have some really good second-hand vinyl. Only problem is whoever prices them is obviously going on Discogs and putting the full price on, so they need talking down a little bit. But I've had some great stuff in there as well that they've put on far too low, so I'm not complaining. Anyway, over and out. Here's the next time.